around her snoot inside the stool. Pop, pop.
Somebody driving a land speeder there?
No, it's just a pickup drove by.
It's funny
I
how
think they're mowing outside.
kind of funny how the mobile mic or the cell phone mic makes the truck sound way more exaggerated than it is.
Okay.
Super
Any
cool
questions
looking.
anyone has any of their parents before stop being so loud? Not you guys.
Well, let's see. I guess Beatrice is going to ask her mom at what point she would earn the ohm tracers. And Young's just going to look at her and we'll see.
That is literally glorious 2 cents. Coconut oil. Okay, apparently Sin smells like coconut oil.
Why?
Well, when asked, I mean, if you want to ask him, you can ask why he smells like coconut oil.
Fiona will ask why.
Why do you smell like palm nut?
Well, it's quite simple. I'm handsome. But that's not just by genetics, you know. Effort.
Well, must not require too much effort. I did see your dad.
Right.
He's over there.
Exactly, I saw him just a little bit ago.
What do I smell like?
Fiona will
Almond
sniff.
and burnt chicken. Huh. What do I smell like, Fiona?
Does he smell like almond and burnt chicken?
Actually, no. He smells like vanilla and think molded wood.
Yeah, I smell vanilla and moldy wood.
Ah, he smells sweet and damp.
Very interesting combination.
Wait with my parents again. Or rather, I'm gonna go sit there and watch them eat food because I've already fed myself.
Hey, Fiona.
Hmm?
You should go ask Fuyu for a sucker. I hear he carries some on him.
Oh, he got a sucker.
Oh, he did.
And he
Okay,
ate
good.
it. And he liked it.
No.
He got one from Sen, didn't he?
No, he got one
from
Fuyu.
Oh, he did?
No, I remember he got a sucker from Fuyu. I track who gets those suckers.
That is an important item.
I think Fionn would have enjoyed it.
I don't
Little
think you
too
you
much.
don't not enjoy that.
Making my arms feel comfy. Well, which parent is the adult? Are they all adults? Which parent is the only one who's going to be responsible? Let's decide, dice. Hans is too busy trying to eat his fill of meat.
The man could probably eat an entire cow.
He's already put down about 3 pigs worth of meat.
Jesus.
Ugh. Okay, so it's between glycol and dry. The question has not been asked. Good. Michael doesn't have to answer that question, so he won't be distracted. He will also go around to the other parents and decide, since they literally all know each other, who the fuck are they all sitting at the same table?
Oh no. They're plotting something.
Well, their kids are all sitting there with them, aren't they?
Different. Well, except for Glyco's daughter, she's not there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she is. Never mind. I was
Okay.
tracking the incorrect daughter.
Michael would stab you.
When it's not what? Well, yeah, like he wouldn't know where the fuck they are. Actually, that's a good. Actually, some dungeons can't be peeked in on with magic.
Well, daughter, and you didn't.
True.
It doesn't matter that he knows. It's that you don't.
Anyways. Mm. All right. All the families are being dragged to a chain of tables. It's not uncommon for these things to get shifted around and moved pretty much at a whim. Either adventurers do it all the time. The last rearrangement was from the time that they were having slapping competitions.
God.
I bet you Sugiyoi won that.
I mean, it's not necessarily about physical size, and Osmiums weren't allowed to compete anyways.
That makes me wonder how that would work. Are they all just like slapping each other or what?
Well, it's literally 2 people versus each other and slapping, and there's like it's really intricate. It's based off of an actual thing that exists. It's literally there is a literal professional slap fighting league in the real world.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I've
And it's kind of
seen
intense.
that in clips and stuff.
And that's basically what they were doing, is slapping each other, and the one who either took the most, I guess you could say, hard hits or just playing up getting knocked down too much loses. There's also brackets based off of rank and weight and physicality.
I feel bad for that little guy that came up against the champion.
There's also professional tag.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's fucking intense.
All right. Now that all of the giant family, I guess you could say family, is sat together at. Actually, it's only needing one of the long tables. Okay. One and two. Try this one. Okay, yeah, pretty much everyone's there. We're all eating. Or, well, enjoying each other's company at this point. Okay. My instinct is like I need to be glycal for a second, and then my first thought is threatening to fuck someone.
Not a threat, though. That's a promise.
How's everyone been?
You're not, eh?
Beatrice is going to wag her tail a little bit. I've been pretty well.
Kevin did not as well. Yeah. Arrived to the first dungeon, had a good time. No one nearly died. It was a good day.
Dive
Actually,
just
that's not
orders
true.
another soup.
I almost died 3 times. If it's any consolation, I actually almost died 3 times. Yeah, I came close to theoretical death too. 5 times. I think the real one was when my stomach got hooked on that little it's got a thing, it's got a name. They call them Brandistock. That thing really hurt me. Still got the I don't get a scar on my belly because my body heals too fast.
I wonder if there's
Bullshit.
I wonder if there's a potion that can let you get scars, because like they're kind of cool.
No, there's not.
Oh, damn.
It's going to be genetically impossible for him to get scars. Anyways. Little monster that he is. Scaled version.
Just everyone could hear that. Like, wait.
Just this weird, awkward silence is broken by a loud fart, the kind that you can feel through the table. And just at the other end, "Hey man, the mines had a leak."
Who was close enough? Did someone pass out from that? Because I think that much methane would displace a lot of oxygen. Oh god.
I mean, there is literally actively what looks like a cycloptic adventurer holding their neck and watering out of their eye. They were walking behind him at the exact wrong moment.
Oh, poor bastard. Just
How you going to explain that
But
one?
I'm actually coughing. I can give you a realistic one.
Nah, that's fine. It'd be hard to really explain. Why do you have lung damage? I was choked by a fart. Ow! Why'd you strike me? No reason. Other. It's affection. He's your son too. Yay!
this fucking mom saying yay. Not yay, yay.
Anyways, do you children have any idea what you're supposed to do today? Tomorrow. Today? Or in tomorrow?
To be fair, I don't even know.
Kevin, you're not a child.
Exactly.
Not really.
Treasure hunt. Wait, no, treasure hunt with real like, consequences. Treasure hunt with real consequences. Oh, it's simple. For every hour you don't find one of the objects, you get a finger cut off.
Is there scoring based on how many fingers you have left?
Well, if there is, I'm winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless somebody puts my hand in lemon juice.
I don't think really anyone would win then. Because whoever did that to you would immediately die a painful, nail-filled death.
I only have 4 nails left.
Go talk to a blacksmith. Go get you a whole roll.
Going to take you to college. Go to college.
Just a singular hand from Noro reaching over to close your fucking muzzle. Let's not go ahead and inform him that they're mass produced at the hardware store.
You just kind of, you're just dead for me.
At the what now?
Fuck!
Nothing.
Evan is like,
Anyway.
no, yeah, no, I just rolled. He's genuinely disappointed that he didn't hear.
Anyways, as the appointed... I don't actually know if I could theoretically chauffeur somebody physically larger than me, but the rest of you... Actually, most of you... Children! I'll chauffeur the children, and you'll just chauffeur each other. Most of you are married, right? And then Sin just looks at Fuyu. Formerly no. Oh, speaking of, let me go find my significant other. They're probably somewhere around here doing things. Just a second, Leon.
He is indeed doing things. Probably eating.
He's got to go fetch them and bring them to this table.
Ivy has taken a more manageable form at this point. But she's still super curvy.
Manageable doesn't have to mean not curvy. This is a good thing.
I think she means breast still big, but not touching the table.
Yee.
They might be touching the table, but they are not preventing her from reaching it.
Just the mob over there just... Ow! No. Ow! I'm gonna get brain damage! We're born with brain damage, son. I know. You still love me, don't you? Yes, I do. Conditionally. Wait. Conditionally how? Ow. I mean, yes, forever.
The zombie bap.
Oh, right. Children, you've been given a job. I almost forgot. Technically, it's a job that... Well, I'm technically paying for it.
You're such a good friend.
Yes. Pay for me to do things, Father. I shall not disappoint you. Combat prowess is actually quite beyond adequate. Yes, praise me. Anyways, we need you to find Mob's technical uncle by marriage and subsequently my sister-in-law by marriage.
Beatrice can be seen doing math in her head. But how exactly does this work?
It's a simple find someone mission.
She's going to nod, and those big old ears of hers are going to bob.
Just fucking the bobbing ears, just getting Gloria to reach over and just put a hand on their head to stop them.
And this makes her tail wag.
Oh, I hear you knocking. Are you bringing a damn bird or something in here?
Here, if you're doing a thing that requires audio recording, have bird.
Brought a rabbit that somehow survived getting run over by the deck of a lawnmower.
Ooh.
I don't see. Well, considering that it's a zero-turn mower, you wouldn't have been able to find it if it would have been over there and over there.
You would have noticed a very interesting tinge of red and green off to one
Yeah,
side.
trying to think of the fact that if there were babies in there, they're molt. It's a $700 something, $1,700 something dollar mower. All right, it's got huge blades.
A big fuck off engine too. There's not much I could stop it.
It's one of those
We'll
John
go
Deere
through-
zero turns, like
Oh.
the Z725s or whatever.
Zero radius turn or something.
Yes,
Turn on a dime.
it will. It
It'll
will.
turn
If
on less
you're
than
not
time,
careful, you'll also
actually.
throw yourself off, like I've done before.
Yes, it will.
Like,
I was actually going to mention that.
Yeah,
No, it's
it gives
sometimes
no fucks
the-
if it's going forward.
Occasionally, when I'm using it, I'll find a flat spot in the yard and just do the zero turn a bunch and stand on it like it's a carnival ride. Anyways,
you're like, wee.
So,
All right.
is the rabbit alive? You has to know.
yes, that little bun is 100% alive and completely unharmed. It was sitting there doing that little thing where it's like they do like that little breathe as they're like, I'm smelling you because you're a new person. Yeah, as it was looking at me. They're gonna take it over to my brother's house because his wife's family, they got the little. It started as a chicken coop. Now it's just chickens and a rabbit, and they're gonna put it in there to be taken care of. Where because they've already got the setup for taking care of small mammals and shit. Anyways, I need Shadow to get back.
Yeah.
So, I think by the way, the only one of the youths that isn't trying to catch glimpses of all these pretty ladies might be Sin.
He's taking note. He's just not overtly looking.
Hey, Naibai doesn't care either. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, Naibai's spirisexual.
No, they're just straight up like they just don't care. If you don't have any sort of emotional, doesn't give a fuck. How pretty.
Technically ace.
I mean,
I think that's how that works.
Ace
Oh,
is
forward to that.
Ace is a very tricky thing because I've heard some people say asexual is there's no sexual attraction unless there's an emotional attraction, and I've heard people say that asexual is saying that there's no attraction sexually whatsoever, regardless of emotional attachment. I think it's a person-to-person case.
It would be a
I
person.
also heard the term gray sexual, which is kind of in between.
Yeah, the whole thing's a damn.
I thought that had something to do with the fucking gray aliens.
I just want to. I just want to believe. Fucking all
Just
right.
Ah, yes,
hands and show his
probe
fucking
me.
hands, of course.
uh, I am fuck. I'm straight up just pan. It's just like I like you. That's all I need.
I like you, and I want you.
Now we can do this the easy way. And I just literally did the thing where I licked my pinky and wiped my eyebrows. Oh, we can do this the hard way. I don't think we're gonna be doing this any kind of. Oh, okay. So I see you choosing the hard way.
Let's see.
See, I
This is
call you
fucking
Chris.
rough.
I see. I calls you Chris Handsome on account of you being handsome.
I knew a guy
I'm a
who
booty warrior.
said they were
Fun
sexual
fact.
instead of asexual.
Oh, I'm asquatic. But fun fact, I straight the fuck up. Used to watch all that lockup shit growing up as a kid. I seen the episode with the booty warrior in it. I remember that before Boondocks came out with that episode. Yeah, moving on. That shit was fucking hilarious. That man right there.
Booty.
That man, the booty.
You said it was fucking great.
Booty. Just saying. Shit wouldn't happen to me though. Anyways. sorry. That's what happens when me and blacks get together. The ghetto comes out.
Right. I'm gonna go back to dying.
I'm waiting for him to get back because it's kind of important to want him because he's part of this and he needs to find out. I also can't find anywhere in any of my notebooks what the freaking effer loving mother name of No, never mind. I remember it. I think I remember it. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I wonder if his
I do
battery
remember.
died or something.
Possibly. Well, we'll just have him drool and then we'll have Janaya try and deal with that.
I can just imagine her being like, "Yep, damn it, not again."
Oh, so the NPCs think that the drooling sickness is weird because whenever Wayne goes and has to do a poof, everyone simultaneously starts to drool, so they have no recollection of it.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of aware of this, and it's just been considered the adventure disease. It's completely harmless, just makes you space out.
It's just inconvenient.
It's just your idle animations kicking in.
I can just imagine Janari going, "Yep, he takes efforts. Yep, there she goes."
Wait, if their idle animation starts playing, if two people start drooling next to each other, do they start playing a unique animation?
I mean, they can. Anyways. Alana and fucking Fiona are drooling. And they're playing patty cake. Anyways.
Has no one put 2 and 2 together yet on that one?
Patty cake with their tongues.
No.
Oh, that's illegal.
I mean, technically, it's not necessarily illegal to commit incest. It's just you're weird. Well, then again, if you you know what, if it floats your boat, as long as it's not like, as long as you're not making babies and getting all weird and fucking up your genes. The Borgias are a good example of why that's not a good idea.
As long as you don't go out and buy a. That seems like a
Alright.
really incestuous thing to do, standing desks.
Does.
Ah, yes. At my standing desk.
Is that from the video?
Not that one. Another one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, everybody's gonna get done eating, and then your parents are gonna just take you out for a day to relax. Because thinking about it, you've spent roughly a week underground fighting and getting hurt.
Stressful.
Timblor did just go outside and wait for mounts to come back. That's what she's doing. In case you were wondering, because she came back through the Waystone with you, but you got there whilst on the mounts. Yeah, no, they're very trained. They know their way back, and nobody's gonna try and fuck with the gigantic lizards.
Just, ooh, I'm gonna go steal that lizard. Snar. I'm gonna go over here and change my pants.
Yeah, considering that they weigh almost 3,000 pounds each, and they have a fucking they have not a proboscis, but a big old fucking blade face going on with their rhino horns.
I was gonna ask if they had a Yoshi tongue.
They do have very long tongues, but they're not like fucking spring loaded like Yoshi. No,
Just
you know, they got long, very prehensile tongues because they don't exactly have opposable thumbs. They've got big old lizard claws.
It just slurps your arm from mid bicep to fingertip. Just. It's like it wasn't even threatening. It just.
You slimy.
It's like I have a very strong constitution, but if you'll excuse me.
I think it's funny. It's poor Mob. His weakness is it's like his weakness is Ivy of all the adults.
It's a good weakness to have.
It must fight urges.
And of course, you know that if you make her mad, she'll turn you into like a cucumber or something.
Just,
Mm,
just.
Pickle Mob.
Oh God! Shut face.
I will eat everything and evolve into a cucumber.
I'll turn you into a
Wait.
cucumber, and then you'll become a pickle.
With enough alcohol, anything is possible.
He would still be dangerous as a pickle, as prone as he is to biting and consuming things. It's like, I'm gonna bite this pickle. Ow! You gotta take a bite out of it, just like tears your bottom lip open.
Why is the pickle carnivorous?
Carnivorous cupcakes.
Okay. Parents are gonna take all their children in separate ways, though.
Oh, have fun.
It's the big old family. All the family. Well, technically, pretty much, so you got 10, and fucking, basically, Chio and Mitsu had to go with Fuyu because, you know, caretake for the kids. That Faraji got to go with his mom, his sister, their moms. Drooling Alana and drooling Fionn got carried off by Janaya. And Mons was acting as the support pillar of a human totem pole, or had mostly human totem pole, because his wife decided that her and Bonnie should stack on his shoulders.
I can imagine that happens a lot. This is fun.
It happens. Big. The night I got drug along, whether she wanted to or not.
Your family now. Come along. Eh.
But I wasn't done with my.
Buy more, don't worry.
As a bolus.
Eat it on the go. Sin is kind of uncomfortable. The children are being made uncomfy though, because Fuyu and Ivy are the kind of people that get really close in public. Gloria will do the same, but Gloria gets smacked a lot by Yon.
Ah, no, Lude. Eh.
Oh,
Yon is pretty much just like whack. Be polite.
We don't want to make them jealous now, do we? Yes.
Like don't get distracted. We have things to.
It's like, what do you think I'm trying to do?
Then you got Noro, which is.
Okay.
You do need to be more careful.
Oh well, I need adjust solo voice.
Oh,
I'm just talking normal right now, aside from the stuff not handling it very well.
Would you like to take today off to rest and get better?
Uh,
Well, okay.
yeah,
I
whole
did plan for this to
session
be
thing.
one off. Well, kind of like you can unwind and ask some things and see if you can prove that you've been mature enough to earn some sort of belonging from your family or something. Or mostly if you just want to do what Mob wants to do. And pretty much his is quite simply, I want to go buy exotic ingredients. Which is it's like a pleasant surprise to Drake and Vega, both.
Honestly, I think they would probably be proud of him for that.
They are. It's just they were both worried that he'd kind of have both of their tempers.
What do you call a monster or a mobster?
If let's see.
Vega straight up called him her little mobster.
Yeah, that was adorable. That is some grade A meta knowledge right there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
if Ivy knew about that, she would be proud of him for it.
What he wants to do though, so that's what he's gonna go do. He's gonna go get exotic ingredients and get to spend time with his parents.
Which, I mean, of all the things to do, that's a good one.
Yes, that makes me happy.
And Beatrice and Faraji get a moment to be together with their parents. His son, she happily takes care of him like he is.
Yes, it's going to be absolutely adorable.
Just like the varying heights of like the fox hybrid.
Yeah, you got Gloria, who's just towering over them. Then you got Eon, who's probably shorter than all of them. I'm not sure how tall Faraji is.
The dice decided Faraji grew to a healthy 6'1".
Okay, so he's the tallest of the three foxes.
That's because Rita is 6'2". She grew up as an adult, very tall African beauty.
I still think that Faraji probably has to concentrate in order to not spark.
In order to not sparkle.
Yes, like the Bichon
Oh yeah,
he is.
yeah. I have that rolling in the background. It's a quirk that has been tied to the more excited. Like when he gets excited, he sparkles.
That's
I love
fucking glorious.
That is how the world treats it. That's like how it's adapted. Because every time that I start to fail on the rolls to keep him from doing it, he's always been excited about something. So that is developed into the quirk, and that's what I'm leaving it as. When he starts to get excited, as his tail wags, it makes little glittery sparkles.
Well, he stops focusing.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. That's hilarious.
They got Sen, Mitsu, and Chio, and then being with their biological father and Ivy, who's pretty much as comfy as the more motherly role model you can want. While Jones, you got and then you got fucking poor Masa still back in the mountains, just doing Masa stuff. Probably didn't even know that they left right now.
I'm not sure. Yeah, if they keep in touch with her, she would know.
And they do, but she lives in the mountains. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of a big trip for her.
Just like in the mountains, like, go to visit family members. On top.
Getting to the top of the mountain's hard, but then again, I imagine that at this point, Masa has made friends with the literal creature dubbed King of the Mountain.
Yeah, she's very friendly. I'm sure she would make friends with pretty much everyone.
Imagine having a top of a mountain. Arrow footpath to get.
A lot of work. Lots of work. I'm getting up here though. There actually is an NPC who lives on the Black Mountain, and there is a postman who climbs it every month to bring them their mail. That's the deal. They won't climb it more than once a month, but they'll bring them their mail. So they ascend 680 feet up, and that's not even the top of the mountain. That's like the lower middle part of the mountain
And
to their little home.
680 feet is actually not too bad, really.
When it's as steep as it is, it's horrible.
Alright,
Well, yeah, if you're going
bowling
like
ball you
straight up a
ordered.
cliff face or something. Yeah.
It's
But, like,
like
I've got a
it's not
canyon
like
in my property that's 200 feet deep,
nice.
and so we've got a trail down to the bottom.
It's not directly vertical. The best way I can describe it is it's like sort of like a 30-degree incline. And there are footpaths, but just they're
Yeah, that's
they're a
steep.
bitch.
That would kind of suck.
That's bad.
Yep, but that's what they do. They promise that's like
30
I
foot
remember
90 or 30 foot.
basically I walked going up and down that is not really a big deal for me. But I remember when my girlfriend came out to visit and we went down there and she was just like dying on the way back up. She's like, ah.
nice.
Agony.
To argue
Yeah.
environment.
They're fine with it though. I mean, they've been doing it for years, so they'll go up there once a month. The main reason they don't go up there more than once a month is the monsters.
Yeah,
So
that would explain it more. Like, I don't want to fight these things every single day.
yeah, they spend. That's what it is. On that time, between the time that they deliver it and the time they get like that clock reset. They prepare all the odds and ends they're gonna need to traverse that path all again with the decoys and the lures and everything to get back up and down. They're
They don't-
committed to delivering the mail.
They don't invest in like a paraglide down.
I mean, have fun for them. Plus, you probably wouldn't want to try and paraglide down, considering they're flying monsters.
Oh yeah, that kind of.
Yeah, like oh look, food.
Pretty much.
They're trying to convince somebody to please build them a fucking rope or a line or something to hook up to and just go up and then go straight down.
A zip line.
Fucking cable car. Or like one of those dumb waiters.
It's harmless meta knowledge, and fucking Yon would know it. Gloria would know it. Janaya would know it since they're the ones that's technically making the cable. But they are trying to make a they've paid enough, or rather convinced an investor to pay enough for it to send them up. And the deal was that they won't build anything too convoluted, or at least Richter won't, but he's agreed to help. And so it's basically a self-serving elevator where they have to get on it and pedal the gears to get themselves up and down. He's not being too cruel. He's got like 4 whole levers or 4 whole fucking pulleys in there. All right, that's a lot of fucking weightlifting for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight reduction. You're going to be pedaling a lot, but still, it's going to be a lot easier.
And they did agree to make it a basically big metal caged box that they could get in and be safe. I'm sure the acid spitters won't be a problem though. Anyways,
Hey, acid isn't an instant through metal. It would take a little time, which would be enough to panic and get out of there. Or just
oh,
panic.
okay.
No, see, if
Welcome,
it's a
does your
cage,
phone
the
die?
acid goes the other
Yes.
side.
My phone died and I was on my way home.
We figured. All right. Well, since tomorrow you guys have to go carry out the job. Oh, by the way, you are all informed. The job is you have to go find Vega's little sister, Sirius. They know generally where they are, but they need help finding them. They want you to go find their technical. They want you to go find their technical. Well, their little sister, who's and subsequently her husband, and bring them back because they need them family stuff. But yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do tomorrow. For now, though, all your parents have basically taken you to go do. They split up so you can have private time with just your parents, and that's why Lana wakes up under one arm, and Fionn wakes up under one arm of Janaya, who's just carrying them both through what looks like just an alley because they're not going through some sort of weird convoluted fucking walkway. How dare they make them go that way? Actually, it's just because they don't really want to be carrying these 2 drooling retards.
I could see it now. Just both wake up. What happened?
Exactly the same tone, exactly the same cadence and everything. It's like
Exactly.
that is moderately creepy.
Shanahan will just set the 2 idiots down. Fucking welcome.
Alana would get up and hug her. Thank you, dear. And Fionn would get up, dusting himself off. Thanks, Mom. I don't know why that's been happening lately.
Your girl went up.
Yay, she didn't blame Kevin.
She probably would have seen enough of it from Alana.
Would have been
That's a fair
awkward.
point.
Alana probably passed out a bunch when they were having sex when they were younger. That would have been weird.
That would have been start drooling in the middle of sex like, hey, wake up. Wake up.
What? I'm sorry, I'm not exotic enough.
I'm using your mouth.
So,
How they developed their
Oh, somnophilia.
yeah, that's
By the way, that's what
What?
it's called. It's called somnophilia when you want to fuck somebody who's asleep,
Huh.
or you enjoy being fucked while asleep. You're a somnophiliac.
Huh.
I actually knew someone with that, where basically they would get that way when they were asleep.
I too knew somebody like that. She was quite happy with the concept of falling asleep naked on her couch.
I like how Ivy described it. I knew someone with that like it's some kind of fucking disease.
It was, I don't know. I think she described it as like a disorder or something where basically she got really horny when she was asleep and tried to fuck her boyfriend while she was asleep.
Whoa.
She'd wake up and he'd have a
Rebooting.
kiss on his neck, and she's like, "Did I do that?" And he's like, "Yes." She wouldn't let me sleep.
Doesn't sound like a
wanted to hump
disorder to me.
Well, at least the person I knew, they were very honest. It's like, no, I just really think it's hot, and it's like, oh, okay, cool for you.
So, what are we going to do?
What do you want to do, champ? It's bonding time.
Woo! Just from Alana. Woo! She's bonding with alcohol.
Hey, he's high enough level to drink now.
What level is Janaya?
Janaya?
Yes.
She's exactly 301.
Oh. Okay. What would you say Alana would be?
I don't know, probably like 180, 190.
Okay.
20 years of panicking and helping kill creatures and monsters around the tavern. Well, the business.
And the occasional breaking up a bar fight and throwing them out the door.
Each successful yeet is worth 150 XP. And it also increases your bicep diameter by at least a half an inch. You just got this fucking Alana's over there just fucking swole, just
No, not as swole as Janaya.
that is physically impossible.
You got Mons over there, just arms as big as a fucking toddler.
Yeah.
Oh, Gloria's still more ripped.
Gloria is physically probably the absolute most fucking ripped member of the parents. Next to next to Drake.
Did you say
Like-
Gloria or Janaya?
Gloria.
Drake or Gloria is probably the most physically fucking ripped because she's a war chief. Unless you're comparing males, then Drake is hands down the most fucking shredded.
Has Mons gone soft?
No, it's
He's
just
not
Mons
shredded,
doesn't
he's just-
count.
Oh,
big.
that, and he's more of a,
Doesn't
he's more of like a
count.
power lifter type.
He's a
he's got the-
fucking unit.
He's got the dad bod of doom, but the muscles of a champion builder mixed with a power lifter.
Mons doesn't have like an enormous like ab set. He's got like a nice set of abs, but it's not like if Gloria or Drake were to be shirtless, you would be able to see like literally everything from their fucking triceps and their bicep definition.
Basically, every single fiber of muscle.
They have
Yes.
chest abs in addition to their regular abs.
Chest abs.
Chest abs and rib abs.
Like
They've got
you would be able to see like yeah, there's like Rossmers. They've got abs and you can see their rib cage abs, all that shit.
Those little funky short little bumpy muscle things, whatever those are called on the
And-
chest.
You could even see the
Oh, like-
singular muscle that controls the pinky.
The ones are you talking about the ones that are beside like the top part of your abs?
No,
Believe so.
there's like one minor
Those are-
muscle
no, I'm
that
talking about
controls
him.
the pinky.
Those ones right there, those are the rib cage abs because the rib cage has its own set of
I
abdominals
just
that
saw
help you track.
a picture that had all of the musculature
Yeah, it
and
was some shit
everything
post.
just earlier today.
I sent one to a shit posting.
Yeah, that might have been it.
That's where it's at. Right now.
Yeah, there it is. I shall forward it forward.
And then again, Drake had to be that way because I mean, even now in his old age, he literally spends 9 hours a day fucking what is it skirmishing with basically anyone that he can.
Shoulder. Oh
Yeah.
no,
I
my
mean-
mistake. Armpit.
Anyways, but you know, Janaya is definitely physically fucking fit because she's got that blacksmith's. That's why her boobs aren't huge. Like they're like single D's, like 30 D's. It's not bad. They're not like
they're big, but when you have pecs under them, it's like, oh.
yeah, they're not like if she stands next to Alana with her giant fucking rack.
Alana got the big double D's.
Okay. 28
Did I
double
show?
E's
I guess I
next
should
to.
send Gloria to Darkcast. That way YouTube can see them if they wanted to. Because we did get them drawn,
Let's see if we're
demonstrated. I mean, there's like
If there's titty, I think
Fair
you, I
enough.
think as long as if
there's
you
a leotard. Like, are bulges too suggestive or outlines?
No, softcore porn is okay.
Okay. The woo made it better. I'm sorry. Just woo.
I'm hoping that I can get that one picture.
Some
There we go.
12-year-olds
Finish.
just like, wait, it is? And starts frantically typing. Yeah, if it makes up like less than 1% of the video.
That's like softcore porn is the fucking worst though. It's like the best, but it's the worst. You just sit there like, I hate this.
It could be hot if their clothes weren't on.
There you go.
How do you blue ball me with a video?
Simple. You hurtle a truck towards a concrete pole, and
I hate that video. I know the one you're talking about.
Oh god, yeah.
Just-
Yeah, there you go.
And I've seen that video. That crash is fucking spectacular.
What crash?
I've seen the one where it keeps you in suspense, showing it from several angles and just never shows the impact. And I've seen the one where it shows impact from every single angle.
Because that impact is amazing. It's just devastation.
It's just like, wow.
It looks like something out of BeamNG Drive.
It kind of does, honestly. It's like, I got
Okay. Alright, so Fionn wanted to get drunk, which
Alana wanted to get drunk too.
Alana wanted to get drunk. So Jania's gonna end up with a drunk Jania's gonna end up with a drunk Alana and a drunk Fionn.
It wouldn't base.
She found him a bar, took him to it, just letting him drink. She's drinking, but it's even by the time those two start getting tipsy, she's just like, eh.
What is this swill?
I mean, she's kind of a snob when it comes to alcohol because she makes better stuff at home.
And here's a work in progress when I'm.
Ooh.
Adorable.
Luffy.
Yes, Yon. Fucking Yon getting the pets. Happy Yon. Tongue blip.
Yep, about to knock Beatrice on her ass.
Yep.
Too bad I can't show Theon on YouTube.
You can grab him and show his face and chest
Oh.
if you wanted to.
I mean, and technically, if you showed that first set of pictures, that's okay too. The second set, that's a no-no. First set's okay though.
They said he couldn't afford to get close. Okay,
he couldn't afford to pay the artist to draw clothes.
Yes, exactly. Great, though. Now I'm going to have to come back to dealing with a drunk Alana and a drunk Fionn. It's going to make it interesting. Alright.
So why is your character walk around naked? Well, you see, I couldn't afford to pay the artist. Why you need artisan clothes? Just put some rags on. No, you don't understand.
Just every other person who commissions art all the time. That lying slut.
Truth be told, genitals and clothes are like about the same level, depending on what you studied. You were learning how to draw.
Pretty much, yeah. They both take detail.
It's just
drawing.
It's honestly
good junk are definitely unique.
junk and like some boobage if they have either or both, and they don't have to put nearly as much detail into that as they do the type of, like, if it's a different shirt versus different pants and shoes and stuff.
Yeah, clothing can definitely be a lot of work.
Yes.
Silk is gonna
Right.
act way different than cotton.
Yeah.
And then
And
you
like
got blue
to
jeans over
capture
there,
that,
fucking pseudo leather.
that's a pain in the ass to capture in art too. Is silk is naturally reflective, so trying to capture that versus cotton, which is much softer because it absorbs the light, or fucking satin, which is like this weird, like it gives like this
We don't talk about that.
translucent light to anything that bounces off of it. And then you got like fucking polyester, which is abomination.
We're gonna take plastic and we're gonna turn it into clothes. No, stop. And then we're gonna introduce nylon. Desist.
And then there was that
Oh, yeah.
abomination that they called potten, which was polyester and cotton. Like
Uh,
they're gonna make it better.
Yeah, that died.
Yeah,
That fucking crashed and died hard.
yeah.
Hot.
Nobody,
That's fucking
nobody.
great.
Like we're leaving it at this. If you didn't grow up as a '90s kid, you never experienced the hideousness of microfiber potten anything. And be thankful. Because it's like wearing a fucking pair of gloves made out of Monopoly money.
It's horrible.
Plastic Monopoly money,
It's almost
not the
as
good
bad
paper
as
kind.
wool.
Yeah, no, like it's like wearing a fucking. It's like being somebody who thinks plastic currency is a good idea and just wrapping your hands and feet in that. That's what potten's like.
It's like you're walking
It's-
around with cellophane.
It's like it's the best way I've described it. And this is where I'm leaving it here. Imagine always having sand between your fingers. Anyway.
Oh no!
Pretty much. It's like
That
you
is
just
so
stuck your hands
dissatisfying.
into some really fine sand and they were slightly damp from being sweaty. Yeah, you're going to have that sand on your fingers for about, a month.
I'd rather not.
It's like craft herpes.
It's almost
You always
as bad
find
as
it.
like a fresh wool shirt or something, and you haven't treated it at all. So it's like put it on, and you're wearing an ant mound.
Okay. So
I'll be right back.
what did Nightbite want to do with Mons and them? Because Mons did ask, "What would you like to do today, Nightbite?"
Naibai would like nothing to watch Mons Creek.
Oh
He is
yay!
big fan.
You Bonnie? Fish. Okay then. To the pier. Oh, hold on. I'll leave. Come back with just what looks like a 500-pound slab of raw fucking marble over shoulder. To the beach or to the shore. Well, to the docks because there's technically not a. You know what? This is what happens when you don't technically live by the coast. We're going to the recreational area of the water. Just Marianne. You tried. I did.
To the place where the rocks are small enough to
Oh,
be
is this the
annoying.
beach episode?
Oh God.
I mean, for Mons, it's gonna be. Oh God, Mons at a speedo. Oh my God.
That is dangerous.
That is very dangerous.
No, not just a speedo, a full bikini.
I mean, if it is worth
He
any
would rock that.
consolation. Secondly, if it is literally any consolation, Mons wears a modified toga to this day. That's what he wears for clothing to cover himself up because that's comfy.
Well, yeah, of course it's comfy. It's a bed sheet. You just get out of bed
Yep.
and you're clothed.
But he makes sure it's not translucent so people can't see down there because a lot of people like to stare.
It's just
That's what kind
no, stop.
There were different
touch.
styles of wearing togas. Too. Actually, kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's really fucking fascinating. His isn't actually white though. His is a very pretty turquoise color.
Hmm.
He's got turquoise with red embroidery. Or well, it's sort of like a more like a what's it? It's not crimson. It's not maroon. It's wine red. It's like it's wine
Burgundy.
red. Yes, it's a burgundy color. It's much closer to burgundy.
Royal Scandal Red.
Again, whatever.
There are some ridiculous color names.
There's some fucking
Slightly-
baby shit green. Anyways,
Slightly sunburned, well tanned old person.
that's what he's gonna go do. He's gonna go make a sculpture and let Bonnie fish with her mother. It's like I'd like to point out that Marianne's whole ass hand wraps around one of Mons's fucking like his pinky and ring finger. Man's a beast.
Big.
I like that they're doing just family time bonding and stuff. Mon's probably making the most amazing sand sculptures in the world, and them hanging out, fishing and stuff right nearby. Like, I just love the idea of that.
Bonds making
That's a good question.
Maybe he's making a sculpture of them fishing.
Just
I
a cacophonous
love the
thud.
fact that he ended up with a nice, happy life because he was such a
Yeah.
good guy.
I am glad that the dice decided to give him that and not make it so he had a really fucking shitty early life.
well, even trying to kill us, he wasn't like inherent.
It's like it's nothing personal, it's just a job.
The one song Mons has stuck in his head because Glyco sang it for like 2.5 hours and he couldn't get it out of his head. It's just I don't want to fruit on fire. This man is just casually using his fingernails and the force of his thumb taps to chip away marble.
He's napping marble with his hands.
Yep.
I don't even think that's possible.
Remember,
It
Mons
has
is
the
Bob
wrong
Engineer.
crystalline structure for napping.
I mean, technically, he actually is doing it because he's channeling mana into his fingernails, solidifying them into a less of a. They're technically not currently keratin. They're technically currently libdamite, which is a very hard rock. It's brittle, but it's very hard. It's almost as hard as diamond, so it chips away just the same, like when you're napping obsidian with flint and shit. But it's chipping the marble away. That's why, as Naibai is watching, she can see his veins kind of casually pulsating as he uses magic.
Just kind of awestruck that he's able to handle mana time.
Let's see. What is Mom's getting exotic ingredients? God. What does Beatrice want to do with her family, by the way?
Well, she's pretty much happy to do whatever with them as long as she's spending time with them.
What's Faraji want to do then? They'll make him do the work. I asked Faraji under pressure.
Just sweat bead on. I can imagine he has a lot of anime like expressions.
I'd like to try bowling. He's 100% sincere. He'd like to try bowling.
Is it
Beatrice is
actual
okay.
bowling or that fucking weird Boston bowling?
Well, this world's version of bowling.
So
Oh,
Thunderball.
It's starting.
Thunderball
Thunder.
casually.
Think of it as a mixture between what is that called? Skee ball
Hmm.
and bowling.
So a full-sized bowling ball. Then you have to actually hit the pin spots.
You've got to try and use the lanes to curve the ball around to strike the pins in specific positions. Yes.
Bumper cars.
It's not just like an open lane all the way. It's only open about halfway, and then it actually has like a little tunnel where you have to be able to use a mix between strength and dexterity, essentially, if you're to use stats, to get it to actually go all the way and go the correct way you want it to go with the right amount of force down the right lane.
Gotta work those physics.
Gotta
Go
put that
go
spin.
the right speed and the right angle to get it to go into the right place.
That's what happens when you.
Sounds interesting.
Well, it's a recreational game in a heavily academic country, in a heavily academic city, in a heavily academic country. It's a brain game, but it's also a physical game. It taxes both because it's good for you.
Yes.
And because
And
it's good for
Beatrice, I
you,
guess,
you hate it.
just takes after her mother. She's kind of happy to hang out and do whatever as long as she's spending the time with the people she loves.
Raji definitely takes after fucking Rita because he thoroughly enjoys doing convoluted, challenging games. And Gloria's just happy to sit there and pay for everything and be the dad. And not compete because of the sheer physical strength that they have would be kind of cheating.
They just chuck the ball over him. It hits pin.
But that's why the wall is there. You can't just basketball it in.
People have tried. There is a magical rune that will send it directly back at you.
Just right back at the face.
Oh, no, it aims directly for the stomach. Yeah. Say you have like all that momentum and you try and intentionally arc it in like an underhand toss, it'll catch it and it'll kind of do a good one or two more good revolutions and right at your stomach. They're not actually this. They're not made of like rock and everything. Obviously, these are actually made of a lacquered wood. So they only weigh about 6 pounds instead of the traditional 8 to 15-pound balls.
Still, that's 6 pounds of oof.
Of course, you also don't have finger holes. You have to try and figure this out and use a. Well, it's not the three
Just
finger
have to
holes. You have
land
one
on
hole to slide your hand into and try and get it to work that way. Just to challenge you.
So this game was invented by pirates.
Arr.
It's
Um.
a singular
Yar.
hook.
You can have fun with it. Ah,
So I guess
yes.
Beatrice will compete with her half brother.
What does I say? I say Fuyu's 50-50 on it. Like, he likes it, he's just 50-50 on being able to do it correctly.
Yeah. He's fun, but he's not necessarily great at it. Yeah, he has fun. He's not great at it.
He can see the brain game aspect of it, but he just quite can't right now. Not yet. He can't focus a mix between thinking at the same time on where it needs to go and how to get it there, and also how exactly to deal with the bow in that position, in that aspect.
I can imagine.
Beatrice might be pretty good at the hand-eye coordination bit of it.
can imagine a very game that's based on.
That would be fun. Then you got Ivy, Fuyu, Sin, Mitsuchio. They are doing family stuff. What did the girls and one boy want to do? The one boy is being smart, like Fuyu, and just letting the three women decide.
Well, Ivy is basically thinking it's for the kids for the most part, so she's kind of waiting on them to weigh in. Just imagine one of them going, Spotty!
Let's go shopping.
Oh my god, shopping!
Oh man, it's kind of gay.
For everybody getting
Man.
massages, that could work too.
Apparently, that's exactly what it is, because Fuyu just. That sounds delightful. Let's go.
So, Fuyu and Ivy are going to take their kids, and everybody's getting massages.
Yeah.
Shit, no one Fuyu trying to give Ivy an internal massage.
I would not be surprised. I can just imagine them going off and getting freaky while the kids get massages. That's funny.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like, oh, they're busy.
I mean, you kind of do have to technically go to the red light district to find the good bathhouses. And that just leaves Kevin and Noro just
What are,
watching all of them leave away.
what are the brothers in arms gonna do?
I'm so glad they didn't die.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for keeping them alive. I got strangled once in bed, minding my business at the thought of you actually getting the kids killed. Die, Kevin? It's paperwork. You know who has to do all that
Yeah,
paperwork?
probably you, based on how you're phrasing that.
Head administration.
Oh, oh no. Why would you let me do this? You know the risks.
I knew the risk, and that's how much I trusted you.
Oh, bro.
Bruh. Alright, come on. Slytherin's gotta go make you a cobbler.
I'm gonna die a very happy snake.
Yeah, probably. Not today, though. Unless you get caught up in a threesome.
Well, we all know how good my luck is on that.
You run away and you go tell your friend, help! They're trying to violate me. Which I'm never trying to you, but she's very prone to violating anybody that within the confines.
She has direct control of ice. I am cold blooded. I don't need no.
It's not direct, it's magic.
Please. She did bad things with the ice when I forgot what time to talk to her the other day. Or wait, month? I don't know.
It's
I'm bad at keeping
been,
track of time.
yeah, almost a month. Oh, shit.
Hmm.
Right. 5 days. 5 days. Rigel's getting back.
Oh,
Yep, 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 yep. Rachel's getting back in 5 days.
This is good. How long has he been out for?
2 years and 19 months?
Jesus. Yeah, that's a minute.
Well, technically, Rono's been out the longest, I believe. No, Rono's been out 2 years and 19 months. Rigel's been out 3 years and 14 months. That's right.
No, that. I'm too much of a homebody.
Suvius should be back like tomorrow. The average time he said he'd probably take to complete what he was doing.
This is good. It's always good to have him back. So, what are we doing?
I'm
Stuff?
gonna go get you your cobbler.
Oh. Well, I am down. Let's go
Let's
get
get
this stuff.
peaches, apples, some mangoes, and some pears. Lots of sugar, cinnamon, cloves, and some saffron and coriander.
All this sugar. I can feel my heart stopping.
It's okay though. It's healthy because there's fruit in it.
Is that how that works?
That's what I've been telling myself.
Fair.
Just this two walking along being them.
Yeah.
Woo.
I really gotta see if I can talk to somebody, finding out where the fuck I came from. Like the double before, because this.
Came from somewhere.
Egg.
Possibly a womb. Unless you're one of those creepy hollow men that I hear get made sometimes by magic, who are born out of a little bit of somebody's DNA and a lot of dark magic.
Oh, I guess if contemplative noodle noises. Maybe I'll see if I can talk to Glycol when he comes back around. He knows stuff. He knows stuff that nobody else knows.
Yeah, I'm sure. Shit. Alright. Oh yeah, drunk Fionn, drunk Alana. Fucking right.
I wish you luck, sir.
Alright. I gotta deal with that now. What Janaya gotta do? Janaya has to deal with them. Mostly they're just figuring out what the hell these two drunks want. So just ask what do you drunks want?
We're doing anything. I think we should do what Pion wants to do, since we are celebrating him doing all the stuff he's doing with his little bow and arrow.
That's a good way to dodge all responsibility, Alana.
You know me so well. We had all that much time to explore the city.
Whatever you want to do. There's all kinds of stuff here. There's people that sell odds and ends. There's lots of alcohol. Probably some religion. Maybe some magic. Books or something. Probably a cult. Prostitutes.
How about go? Don't really know, honestly. Just happy to have some fun time with you. With you two. While we're not at the tavern. He gets the indecisiveness from me.
I'm gonna go get you two drunkies a room to sleep in.
Oh, I know. I did hear about a place where we can throw axes at targets.
There's that part of Jania's brain that's like, no, because inebriated. There's that part of them that's like, I wonder what drunk people with axes would look like. No, you're drunk.
Oh. Well, we could go watch a play.
Fuck it, let's go watch a play.
Beyond, yay!
Jania will drag her drunks out.
Fionn, I don't think Fionn would get too drunk. He'd be able to stand and walk on his own. But Alana is gonna lean against Jania for support.
Yes, I am your pillar.
Hey.
Alright. They're gonna go watch a
I'm glad.
play that's gonna spend the rest of it. Well, what?
Alana's gonna look at Jania. By the way, I think I'm pregnant.
Congratulations, me. Pregnancy, Fionn.
I am aware of what pregnancy is, but yay! I'm going to have a little sibling. I am very happy. I'm just very drunk.
The big cat just rubbing small cat and small woman on head while just basically using that as a guise to control their heads like their fucking handlebar and just guide them through the street. Alright, there you go. You're gonna go watch a play for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Bonnie
Fionn
and Marion
would be
Fish.
happy purring.
Unsculpted.
I'm still here. I'm just talking with Mama.
It's okay.
Our
Oh,
mother.
somewhere.
I'm back. I'm still kind of here.
Mons has sculpted a big group portrait from memory. Just everyone's. It's basically bust of everyone.
Cool.
That's very sweet.
Thank you. You're in there too. You're all in here. If any of you try anything lewd, you gotta let me know so I know if you gotta get arrested or not.
I don't think anyone's gonna do anything lewd.
I don't know.
Well,
Somebody
I
might fight
suppose
a
that
hooker.
kind of depends a little bit on Fuyu.
I mean, we're being honest. Fuyu did pawn those three off specifically so I could have sex in a spa. I mean, those two are drunk, and I don't know. Alana's with her wife, and also has like that lack of care about how much they embarrass Fionn. So that's there's that.
Alana gives 0 fucks, as you all know.
Let's see. Yeah, actually, I think several of you dinguses might actually be lewd contextually. I mean, except Gloria, who's at a bowling alley.
When has
She's thought about
Naibai
it.
ever been lewd?
Fuck, for all we know, literally every day until she got here. I fucked my way through my teens, and now I'm just here calming down.
They caught her on the downslope.
Yeah. Alright. My mom's made a portrait, though. He's even taken the time to color it with magic.
Ooh, he
Yes,
colored it.
Mons learned a form of transmutation magic that let him literally scoop up handfuls of sand and turn it into dye. And he's used that to stain the marble. He's literally finger painting. Marianne and Bonnie caught some fish. They're happy. I don't think Bonnie caught a shark, but I keep it. Shark.
Well, for sure, Beatrice is having a great. She gets to spend time with her parents and her half brother and play games. It's probably just her and Faraji playing the game. So I guess
Yeah.
Yoon might try it, but she's happier to just be there.
Gloria will eventually help, but she just wanted to let them have fun before she, apparently, according to the dice, killed it. Also tells the story of how she was technically a bandit for like 5 years.
Now that's interesting.
Yep. Stopped being a bandit when Drake made me piss myself in fear.
Ah, yes, I remember you telling before.
Teenage girl doesn't know what to think when a man is being impaled and set on fire, sliced, skewered with arrows, impaled with spears through the side, bludgeoned, and still is happily killing a dozen people. Anyways, still a good person. Just don't make him mad.
That is for sure. And meanwhile, Yon is there, that just tiny, unassuming Kitsura woman with a ton of tails. He's more than meets the eye.
That spa day did last long. Holy shit. It's pretty much the entire day. It's full treatment. Pedicures, manicures, baths, shampoo, everything. Trims, facial treatment, moisturizing rub downs of thine legs.
I can imagine the three of them are just like ready to sleep away the rest of the day. You know, they're so relaxed and stuff.
Heck.
Welcome back.
In consolation, Fuyu might be horny and doing the sex, but he actually technically is the masseuse. So he can actually give a legitimate massage if
Ivy is happy about this. I'm sure she has taken advantage of that many times.
Massage first, hot stuff later.
all right.
Yes, Ivy is enjoying herself.
Now that's all. It's done for the day. Everyone's done and brought back. Later at night, when it's around the 30th hour, Kevin's pretty much spent the whole day hanging out with Slytherin and Noro and found out if you just sit there and observe them when there's no work going on, they're like a fucking married couple. Kevin just. I can imagine Kevin actually just observing, not even saying, just sitting there and eating his cobbler while listening to them talk to each other the better part of 5 hours.
No, that sounds like him. Me.
Not even like he was bored. He was just literally interested, and it just.
He's just happy to be included in things.
I can imagine him also just like so politely and daintily
my
taking tiny bites of this cobbler because he's got all the time in the world for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It does sound good though.
Ah, fuck, I could go for some cobbler right now. No! Don't be fat, nerd. It's hard trying not to be fat.
Yes, it is.
Especially with this ass talking about amazing fun and food all the time.
Oh, you remember what I said? I have a rich man's palate and a poor man's wallet.
Yeah.
Brain hurts. It's a long day today.
I hate my dice.
But they're brand new.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Beyond decides, hey, sit in the back of the theater where nobody can see us.
I see.
No, you don't. That's the point of being dark. God.
What? But yes, I'm guessing you can see where this is going.
Shit, I can't even see where it's going, and I'm involved somehow.
Hmm?
bad, Alana.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like, I think Alana actually is a handsy drunk.
She is a very handsy drunk.
And Theon
Yes,
knows this is so he probably thought to seat them all in the back so they wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Being a good child. Or is he?
He's
Why
like,
is
I
he
want to
doing
watch the whole play. Don't get us kicked out.
Moving on.
Janaya ignores everything. Just, this is a really good play. I fucking love that person. Ooh, play. Mob comes back happy like everyone else. I have stuff. Well, I need a drink. Busy day. He
Does
makes
everybody
such a
come back
good
around the
meal,
same
too.
time?
There's about 10 or 15 minutes between them. Except for Glycol comes back the latest.
I think I'm gonna have to go AFK for just a few minutes to bring in some groceries. What is going on here? Who poked me?
Okay.
My money's on Fionn having blown his mom.
Ah, I'm glad
What you talking
someone said
about?
it. I know
Ah!
someone was gonna say it.
Fiona's a good boy.
Exactly. Very good.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fiona would never do something so
The
lecherous.
moral complications that fucking Janaya would have. It's like, well, I guess it's not. Well, you can't get a throat pregnant. If you have an ovipositor, you can get anything pregnant if you try. Anyways.
Fiona stumbling back in. Hey guys.
This fucking Janaya is going to have to take this drunk ass up to his room. And then also take Alana's drunk ass out to go stay in a fucking inn. Because she's a drunk shit.
Like mother, like son. I could just see it now. Fiona just getting drug up to his room by the nape of his neck. Bye bye. See you all in the morning.
Fucking Drake is having a moment of just pure fatherly pride and confusion. How his son cooks so good.
What is Kevin thinking when he sees Fiona being drug up to his room? Bye bye.
I don't know. Kevin's a floor up.
Okay, he's not there. Okay.
No, he's he's a floor up. He's staying in technically what's a studio apartment right now with Noro and Slytherin, who are being old together, I guess. Mons is just gonna inconvenience everyone just by setting that marble fucking slab down. There, I carved this today. All of us. One big loving group.
Hey, return. And
It's worth noting he literally did carve it like a photo frame, and on the inside he carved it to look like a portrait, like a photo snap portrait.
Oh,
He also thinned it out dramatically, so it only weighs about now 200-ish pounds.
Damn, he thinned it out that much.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Well, it wasn't hard. He just hardened a couple more of his nails, then he just kind of literally sort of smacked the back of his hand down into like a wedge, and then used his hand to slowly split like a section of the back off at a time.
Cool.
Hansa's mana control lasted pretty much the entire day, flawlessly.
This is good.
This is good for everyone involved.
Yes. Very good. Bonnie back with a happily comes back with a stuffed fish though. They didn't eat the shark. But they decided if they caught another shark, they were getting it stuffed. They have a stuffed fish now.
Yeah.
Or stuffed. Well, it's a predatory fish. Technically, it's not really a shark. It's more of a more of it's sort of like one of those Carvana fish, but the size of like a bass,
Ooh, small but fierce.
a largemouth bass.
Slightly larger than small but fierce. Also, just as a side note, not trying to be a twat, it's Corvina.
It's Carvana now.
Fish. It's Corvina. Well, in there it can be Corvana because, fish.
It's Carvana, the company.
See him.
God.
Anyways, but I was shopping for a new car. Which one's me? A convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was right. Sorry, I just love that fucking jingle. Anyways,
It's a
Kevin stares to the ceiling.
Sagash
I will end you, demon. Horrid music.
Glyco returns with his daughter Aurora, and she is very happy because she won't stop clinging to her father.
Well,
Orcish traits showing.
Bulging to us.
She's, you don't really see it. Anytime you've seen her, she's just been very prim and proper, but after a day of bonding with her dad and being extremely happy about it, the muscles start to flare, and she hasn't really done what she usually does, where she keeps her hair over her ears.
I see.
He's proud of her history.
everybody had a good day.
The parents are sitting around being old. Except Glycal.
And Alana.
Alana's older than Glycal. Alana's also been carted off with Janaya to go be drunk and get rutted because a whole day of teasing and irritating. Making her
Twitching my
embarrassed
mama.
having drunken ass motherfuckers. Making her drink that piss water at that bar.
She blames him for everything.
Of course she does. And she.
Don't trigger her. It is illegal in at least 14 states.
All the children are getting sent off to their rooms. The adults are doing their thing. Huya comes back. and he smells gorgeous. That's just because he, spent time in the afterglow to give himself a nice rub down with some coconut oil of his own.
I am returned.
I wonder,
Aha!
would Ivy have also would Ivy have let Fuyu in the afterglow let him rub her down with some of his coconut oil as well?
Yes, she would. She'd be very happy about that. So she smelled pretty.
I
All
that's
glossy
the
and
that's the
shiny.
problem with Fuyu as how he is. He's the person that would have sex, offer to rub you down with like his moisturizing cream, and then want to have sex again because he got aroused from rubbing you.
Well, I think he would fit well with Ivy then, because she would enjoy that.
I mean, statistically speaking, considering they have children, he does fit well. Anyways,
Ah!
Aha! Yes, I know you have a low battery. Just
just
face headphones.
Plug it in, plug it now.
I may or may not be putting moisturizing cream on my fucking feet also because I love it and my feet feel good when they've been moisturized.
Now put on a pair of socks and tell me how good it feels.
You wanna die? Yeah,
Slow
nigga, you
and
funny.
painful death.
It's like those people that fill a pair of Crocs up with fucking shaving cream and then push their sock covered foot into it.
Bunch of weirdos. All right. Tomorrow's gonna roll around and there will be hangovers for certain someones.
Certain individuals.
All right. What did Kevin want to ask Michael?
I have been given a box of treats.
No.
I'm told to keep it in my room so that my dad doesn't eat them all.
I know the feeling.
Hey.
Kevin would like to ask him a favor if he could figure out something, if he could see where he came from. I don't know, it doesn't seem enough time, but I just see if he could figure out where. If it was the previous world or this one, and he's just somehow back or what.
Michael says, "Yeah, I'll do my best, but with no known origins for you, I'm gonna have to search really hard." So,
I have a couple of things that came with me, or at the very least I woke up
all
with.
right, well, just bring him here, and I'll take him and do what I can. Thought
Yeah.
you were gonna be weird, like fucking one chick last night came up to me, asked me a favor, and wanted me to see the probability of me getting her pregnant. I'm married.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't put your dick in her, because that's crazy.
No, because like I keep telling Adrana, I refuse to get a second fucking wife.
You're such a good husband.
According to her, I'm a bad husband because I refuse Orchid tradition by not getting a second. I'm happy.
A guy with two
That's
wives is not the same as a guy with two knives.
That's basically the only argument him and his wife have is get another wife. No!
It's just
Literally
aggressive now.
doing the opposite of one thing every guy would probably want to do at some point. Like having permission to do something like that and refuses to.
What happens
I'm
when they
happy.
sync up? That is just death.
What happens when they what?
What happens if, like, I don't know, let's say an orc and an elf sync up, when their cycles sync up. That is death.
I mean, you
It's
do
just
what
a
Michael does
positive
when she
feedback
tries
loop
to
of
have her
doom.
moments and gets angry and he just paralyzes her with magic for about a day. I mean, he like walks up and puts like a little straw in her mouth and waters her and shit.
Well, is she light green? Because that would be funny.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
'Cause
She's very tan skin, but she does have some slight hues of grayish to her.
You could have made some diminutive plant joke about this and just gotten the shit kicked out of him later.
If
But to return to the track, to return to the question and track at hand, he would plop down the little red pin as well as that weird shard of crystal-y shit.
Okay. Have fun doing adventure stuff. I'm gonna get some of that moisturizing cream for Fuyu before he leaves, actually. Get it dry.
Does
Can you
this Nora
imagine how soft his hands and feet are?
or
This is
Glycol?
Glycol.
Okay. Well, I know he was talking to Glycol for a while, but he was also talking to Noro earlier.
Ass.
Yeah,
Fuyu in the
but
morning, putting more moisturizing cream on.
moisturize me, moisturize me, moisturize
You're gonna be smooth.
Moisturize me. What's wrong, hun? You don't like your Cassandra lasagna?
me. Stop!
Moisturize me.
It's so gross. I hate it.
What's wrong? Just Cassandra lasagna.
No.
All
There's
right.
logistics there that I just don't like.
Hey, don't make fun of the last human in the universe like that.
Ew. So
No,
grody. You
no.
could thump on her face and it'd go boom like a drum.
Hey,
Ew.
hey, she works hard on her image. She only recently had her chin removed.
Yep. She was the last pure human.
Pure my ass. That's grody.
Brought a jukebox full of Apple songs. Ancient human music. Ah, yes.
Nice.
Enjoy that concept.
Ah, yes, human music. My favorite.
Oh, human music.
Fucking Jerry. All right. He's so
Such a
stupid.
loser. God.
He's he's such a loser.
He's a good guy, but no one will ever give him a break.
Yeah. At least unlike Cyril, he's not him. He's
Cyril
he's
is a fucking parasite.
a horrible person.
Like, oh,
Can't wait for the next season, but rest in peace, Mallory Archer, you dead bitch.
oh god, that's gonna make the first season the next season so sad to start.
Yeah. Anyways,
But before leaving, don't. I know you're probably not going to, but don't like stress out over it. I've lived this long without knowing. I can wait a while longer.
no, that's fine. Don't worry, I got you.
Thank you, sir.
Parents are gonna leave one by one. By the 10th hour, they'll be gone. Last one to leave will be Drake and Vega. Because he's got to explain to all of you who he had Mob bring downstairs. Wakey, wakey! That's it. Get me hatchet.
Me mallet.
There's a very confused Beatrice.
Field property. Cutting it open for a cheap joke be a bad idea. Anyways. Wake up! Please.
What's the word now?
Just snarly mob noises.
Is he yelling that at Fiona?
He's just gonna kind of kick in Fion's door. Fion! Where are you?
I'm up.
And just because Fiona was the last one, he intentionally waited to wake up just so he'd have the excuse to flop on top of him.
Oh, what do you want?
Wake up! I'm just gonna give Fiona a hug from behind and start rocking side to side.
I imagine Fion's a little bit hungover too.
He is. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stop. Stop.
You're so fluffy, though.
I know, but I'm hungover. I'm gonna be.
I only weigh 206 pounds, pussy.
Please get off me.
Okay, and he immediately gets off you and just helps you to your feet. Bathroom's over there.
He will go
He's
to
not going to hold his mane back for him.
No, he's not that considerate.
Apparently he will. So gentlemanly.
He
Alright, I got
will-
you.
We'll pray to the porcelain gods. Just.
So,
Sounds like that.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, just.
Man,
I don't know
you
why.
really drank a lot. Yeah. Oh, I smell a lot of alcohol in there. And protein. Gee, drink a lot of milkshakes after you drink a lot of alcohol.
I don't know, but I don't know why my jaw's really sore. Oh,
Oh, okay. You're okay. Yeah, no, I know what you did. Dun, 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 dun.
Fion will stand up and wipe his mouth off. And is there like a sink in the
There is a
bathroom?
small sink, a medium-sized bathtub shower, well, standing shower technically, and yes, toilet.
Okay, Fion is gonna rinse his mouth out with in the sink.
Now, this is basically if you took a studio apartment and cut it into like a half and stuck it, and that's what you got. These rooms are spacious enough to sleep in and own things in, and that's it. And you don't get to do anything else, like dance. Oh,
Okay.
Just enough room for a bed. That's it.
I mean a bed, nightstand, dresser. You see them. They're not too big.
There is no living room. There is only sleeping and being clean room.
Fion's gonna pull up his little menu real quick. What? I don't. He's gonna exit it out and head downstairs. Just kind of rubbing his head. Oh.
Ooh, mind if I do? I'll make a cake with you. I stole a bottle of rum from your room.
What are you doing? Where'd they even get the ball?
Your mom left it. Said I could have
I don't believe that.
it. I don't care. She's not here. You can ask her.
It's my
Fucking mom.
That's true.
Hey, back off, buddy. It's my rum now. I need it to make a cake. And possibly some
No.
cupcakes. And maybe some cookies. And maybe a stew.
Oh, you can go buy your own rum.
No. This one has love in it. That's why I need it.
No, I know it's probably got love in it. But
I will
because we
make
don't
you a
know.
personal rum cake with frosting and not tell anybody your dirty secret if you let me have your rum.
What secret? His ears are gonna kind of fold back some.
I have one more skill other than good at cooking.
Oh, what's
It's
that?
investigation behavior.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, I have a refined palate. My olfactory senses are immaculate because of my perfect palate. I can taste anything in the air, and know what it is. If I eat it, I will always get it right. And I can do 2 and 2. You vomit it up, a lot of alcohol, but also a large quantity of a protein. But you didn't have any meat in your vomit. Your jaw was hurting. And you're alcoholic and a bit fruity by nature. Eh.
Alright, fine. Take the bottle.
It's gonna
Don't
be a
tell
good
anyone.
cake.
No,
Promise.
I know that.
I won't tell anyone. I got
Did it
rum,
look-
Sin. Gonna make a cake. No. Mom has a secret that nobody but the 2 people involved in it know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been
You
hiding
owe
it.
him a life debt.
Fion's gonna
Basically,
head down.
when he was younger, his father had some friends. This is some meta knowledge that you probably would have learned from. Actually, Sten would have told you this story because Mom doesn't like talk about it. Trained him to be resilient to interrogation. Mob is at the point that you could put him in a chair and torture him, and he will just pretty much antagonize you.
It's a reverse interrogation.
It's like, what, is that all you can do? Are you afraid to hurt a child, huh? Oh, I'm somebody's baby boy. You don't want to kill me. Do it, you pussy. But you can't. But you don't even got the balls. But you don't even have the sufficient tools. You don't even have the required curses to kill me. You're that much of a weakling. Come on, be creative. You cut off a finger. Really get in there. Go get a saw and some lemons and a wild raccoon and just stick it in my arm. Ah!
All of it.
It's like, is he enjoying this? I don't know, but
See-
I don't feel comfortable anymore.
That would basically, if you try to torture a mob for information, it's not going to work, and you're going to be very mentally concerned for him. When your interrogator schedules you a psychiatric appointment. Yeah, Doc, I think he's not all together in the head.
And what makes you say
Yo.
that? Cuts to Mob.
Ah! You got! I have 2 eyes, you bitch! Stab the other one!
Fion would
Give me a hug!
Theon would.
hang on.
With his headache and his hurting stomach. That's what happens when the game decided you drank 2 liters of alcohol.
I'm back.
Woo! Welcome back.
Yeah, that's why Fion's a little upset. Dice decided that he drank 2 liters, Alana managed 4, Janaya drank 2 gallons, and was fine.
Mm-hmm. Fion would make his way down to the breakfast hall, kind of rubbing his temple. See if
Everyone's pretty much there, including Drake, who's offered to buy you fancy breakfasts while he explains one more time what your mission is. He's already got it all signed up and everything.
Damn, you went all the way down to the temples just to rub them?
I know, right?
Like, okay, so, like, you never mentioned you were religious before. What gods do you...
Me.
what?
You said temples, they're taking it literally. You went down to the temple. Are you Jewish?
Oh.
There's other temples.
L'chaim. Well, technically, it's a
feel-
temple, a cathedral, and a mosque. Ale Achare. Which way is Mecca?
That way, eventually.
Lies.
I don't know. All roads lead to Rome.
I fucking wonder why.
Technically, all roads lead from Rome.
True. Just Rome. We're gonna kick your ass as soon as we're done putting in this beautiful infrastructure.
I'm gonna kick your
Way
ass, but
faster!
not before I build this road.
But yeah, Fion would
What's
have
the fact
asked
that they
for
wouldn't
some
just-
coffee.
He will get exactly that. I just want to point out, it's not the fact that they were paved roads. They were paved roads with signs.
Mm-hmm.
so that they would let you know
It's good to have
that
your
if
army
you-
know which way they're going.
When you're so confident in your military that you're willing to let the people you're gonna kick, whose ass you're gonna kick, see that you are giving precise direction in the direction the ass kicking is coming from.
this
They were
figure
just a very militant road construction company. They weren't even a country.
They were just the DMV transported back 5,000 years.
I was like, well, shit, we don't
There
have
are no-
anything to do. Let's build some fucking
Or not
roads.
the DMV. They were
Highway
what was it?
department.
Department of
They were
Transportation.
transportation, yeah. The DOT. Just
Fuck the
Uh,
DOT.
fuck. right. Joan gets coffee and also a very light sponge cake that's made with a lemon, because that's really good for a hangover. People will tell you it doesn't help. Anyways,
The only thing that's gonna help a hangover is getting some fucking.
water.
Sweating it
uh,
out.
Coffee will help if it's the right kind of coffee, because if the coffee is pretty much actually it's not sugar and coffee, and it's almost pretty much just like raw coffee, because it's basically 90% water. The water in it will hydrate. Like when you try to give coffee to a drunk to make them more alert. I mean, if you have a hangover, it helps. If you're drunk, all you're doing is giving coffee to a drunk person.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing you can do to a drunk person is give them energy. That's why
Mhm.
Four Loko was banned in some states.
And this is why Jaeger bombs are a bad idea.
Uh
But Jaeger bombs are so
Our
good.
buddy
There's-
Demonic will tell you a story about why you should never give an energy drink to a drunk.
huh.
More like, long story short, he fucking hates Four Loko for existing. That story.
You know that site, the would you, what's like, you pick one thing or the other? I think I saw one where they said, would you rather...
I guess we'll never find out.
You can only spec into strength
You
once.
just die.
All right.
I didn't hear it. The internet cut out.
There was the option, it's like, would you rather have pizza for every meal or Four Loko with every meal? And someone was like, I think if you had Four Loko with every meal, you'd just die.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if it's Four Loko with every meal, then you can get other stuff to drink.
It's optional that you have to drink the Four Loko, though.
Yeah.
Or it's not optional. It's mandatory.
You could just get a soup.
No.
If it's
What if they
soup-
mean like where liquid is possible? Four Loko replaces it. Like your soup is made with Four Loko.
Oh God.
Ah, yes, some Four Loco noodle soup. Hot.
Four Loko clam chowder.
Oh,
Chicken noodle soup, diet Pepsi.
who wants chowder?
Ah, yes. Horchata! Anyways, all right, real talk. I know there's a joke about horchata being throw up, but like straight up, like authentic horchata off like a little fucking, like a little roach coach that barely speaks any English. Mwah, delicious.
Oh yeah,
It
that's the
is.
best food you're gonna eat is off of a
It's
off of
just,
a, of them
just
pointing at the
milk and
sign.
cinnamon.
Ah, it's so
I
good,
remember
though.
one of the best burritos I ever had came from a place that was so authentic Mexican. The only English was burger spelled with an O.
Burger.
Hell yeah!
Herd burger.
I legitimately don't
softly.
think it was a meme because like only one of them spoke passable English, not fluent English. I think they just seen the meme and thought that's how it was spelled and like, oh, burger. I mean, it gets it across. I didn't give a fuck. It was just said that it's gonna have rice and beans and stuff. Where they at? They in the burger. Are they in the burrito? It was good.
And it's the best place for them, though, is right in the
Exactly.
burrito with everything else.
All right.
You don't just have rice and beans on the side.
Now you put it
True.
in that burrito. Makes the burrito
Speaking of chain restaurants like that, has anyone ever seen an ad for a Chinese restaurant
I have.
or seen one go out
Yeah.
of business?
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
I've seen both. What you're thinking of is the really cheap,
I've never seen
like,
either of those.
City Walk restaurants. That's what you're thinking of. They don't advertise because they don't have enough money to do that.
Welcome
But,
to Machine.
But everybody knows about them.
yeah, well, it's not just that, but the like actual Chinese restaurants, the ones that like real Asian people go to, not the pretenders. You'll
This
see
may or may not be
advertisements for
dog
them.
kind of Asian restaurant.
Like you'll see an actual advert for those kinds of restaurants, and they'll have like the duck hanging in the background and like the fancy grills that people sit around and like actual like proper meals that you would sit down and eat like traditional style, not the buffet display with the fucking the rows of fat Americans all single file from one buffet line to the next.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like a good buffet, but have you ever felt more like cattle than when you're at a buffet?
If you're not eating at least 3 plates of food, the buffet wasn't worth it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, oh my god. I'm hungry. Fuck off. All of you. Suck dick.
Well,
I think my favorite place to go when it comes to authentic Asian cuisine is either a place that's called what do they call it? It's something walk. I think it's like ramen walk. It's a authentic Japanese and Chinese restaurant, and they make really good authentic pretty much everything. Or a place called Chang's, which is a Mongolian style grill. That's delicious.
Oh.
I've been to Chang's and stuff. It's a chain one.
Yeah, it's freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there very often though, because it's kind of out of the way for me because it's not in my city or anything.
Same.
It's actually closer to where I used to live before I moved out here.
Okay, getting this out of the way. Hungover people are there. Shrike is there. Vega's just mostly there petting her insane son on his head. But Drake
And-
will explain
Oh.
to the lot of you, Noro and Kevin included, and Silver has to technically be there as proof of officiation of a independently assigned job, and pretty much start coasting off the fact that Drake was an Osmium ranked adventurer in the day, so he kind of has a lot of sway. Job is simple, quite simple. Just needs you to go and find Vega's little Sirius. Sirius Mortius is her. She married a young man of interesting disposition. Find them. We know that they are somewhere within Nemanthia, though we don't know where, due to the fact that it's very hard to track most death mages, let alone death mages and that don't want to be found that much. It'll be a short trip, relatively. Only 5 months of your time, we expect. Month and a half to get there. Rest of the time to find them and bring them back.
Fion's gonna raise a hand.
Just feeling.
Do we at least know the name of her husband?
That will be provided, yes.
Alright.
Actually, look around. Just myself and Shadow.
Ah, sorry. Sorry. That totally figures.
Yeah, that tracks.
That was Kevin too. He just in the middle of briefing just
You could probably hear a face palm from Yon. Just whap.
Fare thee well.
He has to go find Shadow.
Shadow, what the fuck did you do?
Just like I can just I can just see it, even if she's miles away. Just as soon as the word comes out of Drake's mouth, that just like face palm. It's like I felt the disturbance in the force.
Yeah, Gloria just. Honey, why are you hitting yourself?
Healing.
Oh, since Shadow's name's been mentioned, does she who shouldn't come here notice?
Nope. They lost that fight to Randall's magic.
Is that a home field
Randall.
advantage sort of thing, or is he
Oh
just
God,
that
yes, it is
insanely
a
powerful?
He's really fucking strong. If you like, if you want some meta knowledge, Randall has such a threat that if they were to ever be hostile, there is a standing order for every adventurer below the rank of Osmium to avoid him at all cost.
What about he who should not be named? She said she was right.
26, very angry, very strong mages.
They all just have the Gmod angry face, staring into the abyss. Just fucking bring it! None can penetrate their magic, or their, nah, not penetrate. None can break their magic boner. There we go.
Yes. Penetration achieved.
And you had one of them in the room there with you just a little bit ago.
A smidgen
If you
of a
will.
moment.
A picture of her right here.
Oh god, yeah, you do have a picture of what's her name?
Yon.
No, the other what's her name, the one we're not supposed to talk about.
Just.
I guess I do have a picture shared with. Was it just one, or did we get two of them? I think it was just one.
Mic check, hello, is this thing still on?
Yeah, I'm just responding to a message.
Okay.
Okay. What the
Yeah,
hell is
I
this?
think it was just one.
Okay.
It's just.
Foxes make like 6 sounds, but they're all fucking amazing.
It caught me off guard. I'll look at that handsome Fionn boy though. Get him.
I'm back.
Groovy, handsome mane. Look at that handsome Fionn boy though. Anyways,
Look at
I
the
was saying,
kitty baby.
look at that handsome Fionn boy though. That's what I was saying.
The way it's cropped, it almost makes him look like some kind of Tor.
Kind of.
Take him into its horror. Confuse Janaya further.
You'd be really confused considering she's not a tar and she knows she made him.
It's like, how did this happen? Alana, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be really good because she remembers wrapping Alana's hair up the night that she made him. She did the math. The exact night of conception. She remembered it.
Yep.
Oh, bullshit. It was the 36th of Lotus Fall. On the 29th hour.
36
Lotus
seconds.
Fall is a month, by the way.
Cool. So
Random world factoids. I'm gonna type that.
Just like the year of Phoenix.
and, one of your old companions, eh?
Yeah. Oh, that sounds about right.
What sounds about right? That he'd get married to a death mage or something.
We'll say that he finds himself in situations similar to this. Good guy,
You said something
Terrible
about
luck.
wanting to steal his soul, but not wanting to get into an argument with extremely powerful entities that
Oh,
also ended playing.
good guy, terrible luck.
Do you think she's keeping him under against his will, or do you think he just kind of fell in love with a death mage somehow?
The second one.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of sounds like him.
I think, wasn't it
What I've
like
heard about it.
within the first week of him joining the campaign, he ended up sleeping with a succubus?
Oh, really?
Yes. While you guys deal with that, I'm gonna mute. Tell Fiona all about Shadow, please. Draw this out for a second. I have to really fucking pee, and I'm gonna go check on my nephew who just got here.
So
I didn't
I
say
just
that
want to
in character.
preface this next statement. He's very nice, and his name is kind of funny because his name is Shadow. You get this. He is whiter than snow.
Sounds a little edge to me.
Like, yeah, a little bit, but in a good way. If that makes. To be honest, as far as I know, yes.
I'm not sure. My mom seemed to know him fairly well. I don't think that was his real name. That's just what everybody called him.
Well, it's whatever.
I don't know anything
She
about
used
this
to,
individual Shadow,
Is
but if that's not their
is
real name, then maybe they're a shadow of themselves for themselves.
that could be it.
I could honestly see that.
yeah. Is he dangerous?
From what my mom was saying, just accidentally. And
I-
like Kevin was saying, he's a nice guy, but had bad luck and all that. No, Ivy seemed to have some also, if I remember right.
That's the most dangerous kind of dangerous.
It's kind of like wild magic. It's not intentionally dangerous, but it just can be due to its nature.
Oh, that reminds me. Does anyone know? Does anyone know how to dispel magic?
Not me, but my
me,
mom does.
me, I don't.
Well, that's fair. Maybe I'll put this to use at some point. But I actually, at one point, learned how to coalesce and throw a ball of wild magic. It's kind of like gambling, but with your life.
It sounds like it could be both fun and terrifying.
Oh, it is stupendously horrific. Sometimes you throw a ball of wild magic at something, and it turns into a giant crystalline lizard monster. And sometimes it doesn't do anything. It just makes you look like an ass.
Experience, or is that
Yes. Very much yes.
Did you get to use it and keep it as a pet?
No, the group of individuals that taught me this had to kill it. Or write it, or something.
Are you
You'd
the
have
one
to meet
that
him.
didn't remember of that?
Yes,
Or did this
actually.
major? Oh. So I can
Yeah.
blame you for the almost explosion of the mountain one time.
I take no responsibility for what is used with knowledge that I pass on. That being the one thing that I've passed on to anyone other than books.
Did you tell us about the rest of your party?
Well, you actually just met most of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
my mom was one of them.
Mm-hmm. Janaya too.
Yeah, but
And
from your
Lama.
A
perspective,
little bit.
From my perspective, it was a combination of violent sex, and yeah. Yeah. I'm not complaining. It was a wild ride to say the least. It beats trying to design a index system for a library. But yeah, no, honestly, most terrifying fun that I've ever had. I think we met a god or 2 or 3 on the way. 4?
Several.
Oh yes, my mother mentioned that.
Yeah.
That
don't
you
even-
met a handful.
Yeah, like we met this one guy. He kind of sticks out in my memory because he gave me a thing. But I think he might fall under what the heck were they called? It was a pantheon of gods where most of them were very large, typically blonde and brown hair, massive fucking glorious beards.
Dwarves?
No, they were huge, like almost 7 feet tall.
Have you ever seen a large dwarf?
Would it be a dwarf then? I can't remember, but I think I remember seeing him with a raven once. Which, that was like a sign. I don't know if he just had a pet bird, but, like, it's like one of those you're like out walking and all of a sudden you see the bird and you follow it with your eyes and there he is leaning up against a tree. You blink and he's gone. I think they called him Woden? I don't know. I haven't been able to find any good info on him.
Ravens are very intelligent.
Beatrice is just going to shrug.
You know, I saw once a raven and a
He
crow
was like-
worked together to bring stones to a pot of water so they could drink out of it.
True.
They must have been very hungry or thirsty.
I don't think that was a problem for him. I knew him as Harvard. He was cool. He was a good guy. He reminded me a bit of Mons, but more like aggressive and sure of himself, if that makes sense. Like he wasn't trying to be nice or careful around people. He was just like, I don't know, prideful. That's not quite right. He was just very sure of himself.
Noro sitting in the back, just eating candy.
You didn't get that from the ice kitsune, did you?
No, I don't want
Okay.
things that are made with his semen.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one that knows that then.
Wait, things that are made from his what?
They
And
were
since this is
This
interesting,
is the
'cause
first
this
time
is
we've
a
had.
big this is a big search party. So just so you know, it's your party and Sin and Mob's party.
Oh, you are such a masochist.
I think that's the first time we've actually had like full confirmation that it's made from.
Yes, this is 100% confirmation. Nor was the one that just like, yeah, no, it's ball juice.
It's fresh milk.
Sin will
kitsune.
just Gesundheit, do you need some water? Mob, what? I'm trying to distract them. I ate a candy. Your dad's come. I
Oh.
hear it's tasty. I mean, hell, you know how I am. I can just tell when it's happening in a room, and I've opened the door, and I'm not gonna lie. No,
Fion's gonna put his
I
hand
hear your
in his hands.
your adoptive mom can really swallow.
Swats across the room. Shut.
Ow!
It's like, yeah, no, don't worry, Sin. Most of the old party found out later. And I
If you'll
say
excuse
most.
me.
Your father is a very beautiful man.
Akane would have no idea.
If you'll just excuse me, though, I feel like this is Sin. Just
Yeah, that's an appropriate response. Don't worry. I didn't sleep with him.
all right, all right. Well, before you all leave, I need to take you to Slytherin for punishment.
Oh no.
What?
Actually, stop that! Stop! God, that fucking what? Gets me. Really does. Okay,
It's you what?
it's just, it's so stupid. It distracts me. Just fucking.
You could have also been a bird, and that still would have worked.
Oh, so stupid. Just what? What?
Booga?
What?
A what? Anyways, trying to be the adult here.
No, that is a strictly
Drake.
prohibited.
Drake will just take his leave. I'm sure you have this all taken care of.
Yes.
Out of my candy. No. Bye, no. Sour. I don't have the lips to eat these.
Fion's just sitting there with his head in his hands.
Oh, what's the matter? Just find out you swallowed somebody else's jizz.
No, my head is killing me.
Oh, I had a feeling you and your mom got actually absolutely wasted.
I drank about
Lately.
2 liters of I don't know what. My mom drank about 4, and my ma drank about 2 gallons, and it didn't even affect her.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We were
Well, you're
totally
still alive to tell the tale.
Huh?
Still alive to tell the tale, and that's what's important.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember much of what last night.
He was super fucked up because he drank alcohol and was stupid enough to drink chocolate malts after.
So, fermented milk and fermented grain. Nice.
So
Well,
forgive him.
malted.
I can imagine how bad he literally hurled so bad he's got a sore throat. Funny as hell. Oh
Fion's
yeah,
just
I
gonna
forgot.
look at him.
You're in pain. Wait, no, I can do better. Dumbass. There we go.
Oh.
That was uncharacteristically high. How the fuck? Mob now has flicky tongued snoot, just like or snake snoot, and just like what? How did you don't have the pipes for that? What the hell?
Bitch, I get the pipes for anything.
Hmm.
Well, can do we got to go to see the head administrator, or are we going to prepare for this trip?
Well, you want your belongings, don't you?
Aye, and all the
And your
shinies
pay
that
for your
we
job.
aye, all that stuff.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta see what we got. Noobs, just very experienced noobs.
Yeah, exactly. What did I get out of you, ask?
You got plenty of time with your sweetheart, and this is a good thing because you earned it.
I did. Years of carrying your ass around.
Hey, you know what? When are you two getting married? Just bypassing that just completely.
You know, we thought about it, and we're thinking summer flare that month. We want it in summer and have a celebration of midsummer. That
Oh, this is good.
That sounds wonderful.
yeah, that way she can be warm on the most special of days. Also, how does it feel to have me completely rush your attempt at diffusing comments?
What? Or
Anyways,
I moved on from that, thank you.
sure you did. What?
Just
Expect me
Huffy
to
Snake.
think? Expect me to think? Did you think I was gonna have children out of wedlock or something?
That wasn't what I was implying. That's why
That's
I asked if
exactly
when
what
you
you
two
were
were getting
implying.
married.
Exactly.
You're a good, kind-hearted person who would never stoop to such lows to get what he wants from another person he respects.
That's not entirely true. I'll stoop to any lows to reach my goal, but I would never stoop to such hideous lows when it comes to my sweetheart.
Exactly.
Ah, yes. Wonder when
So what are the kids gonna be?
Manatala oh no Solo Sagawa gets back. Oh, the kids? Elves? Uh, half elves. No, fucking elves. That's what I'm calling it.
I mean, couldn't you so that reminds me, when you do your switchy changey thing, couldn't you like turn into an elf as
Yes.
well? Would they
Yes.
still be half elves or would they be full elves then?
Yes. As a mutation mage, I mutate my DNA to a different state, so it's permanent until I change it.
Hmm.
So it will stay like that. It just takes an excessive amount of mana to alter it, and then it stays that way. And it takes an excessive amount to alter it again.
That's fair. Seems like it's a pretty powerful school.
So is summoners, but we only got like 6 summoners. One of them is one summoner is actually Osmium.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
He's been walking this whole time, guiding you, and then once you get to the head administrator's office, again, alright, this towards myself. Alright,
I
down
love how he just
me.
auto parties people when they start
Yep,
talking to him.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Not letting you stand around. It saves time. Plus, I mean, I've had very elaborative conversations with people whilst walking significant distances. It's not hard.
Yeah, sometimes I have to be like, follow, follow. I have words.
Exactly.
/follow target.
Anyways,
Oh
you all get your food.
no.
Raji, Mom,
Oh,
Sin,
okay.
Zumi, Shizuna, Yandra, you delight. All of you wait out here. You children, Beatrice, Bonnie, Jan, Kevin, follow me inside. And Naibai,
Yeah.
obviously, you are following is. Okay. Go get inside and you all get sat down. There's not really much to be said. It's just you sit down and it's one of those you shh while they explain. Hey, so it is go away advertisement on my phone. 11 gold pieces each.
It's a respectable amount.
Except for you, Kevin.
Mm.
You get just a flat rate of 10 gold pieces.
This is good. I mean, it's good.
Guild has decided with a generous donation from Rachel, who's back, by the way. I heard your conversation last night, Noro. Incorrect. He was going to be back 5 days ago. Days ago. Actually, he was going to be back 5 days ago. Yesterday, technically, but you forget. Rigel's special is light speed. So, 350,000 experience each, instead of to be split.
Good, I have to say that a little slow.
350,000 experience each.
Because of a generous donation from another osmium.
Okay.
They donated 25 million experience, so we've had a swell in what we can give out. And Guildmaster Oliver decided, since you all work so hard, who gives a shit? And if I evaluate you correctly, I can throw on literally any amount additional. That's not true. I can't throw on anything greater than 350,000. Theoretically, I could, however, throw on 349,999. So you've got your experience,
Yeah.
and you've got your currency. As for the matter of the items that are being returned, the common Umbro Katana, the common Ember Chakra, the unique weapon, an epic rated magic archer bow, a set of black iron daggers, a Norimu blade, and of course, this entire set, ultra heavy armor. It's rock armor, rock shark.
Hmm. I like the
It's
people in
worth
charge of
noting that
naming things.
it's worth noting that the guild has done this thing where they've used their magic to confine them nice and neat to itty bitty little packages for you.
Hmm.
But when you look at the packages, you can see they still have the same exact stack shape and everything to them. So when you put them in the inventory, they'll just boop, pop up and take all that space.
Oh god, what happens if you put it in a slot and then there's nowhere for it to expand?
It will eject itself out of your inventory. I shit you not.
Just imagine you put it in your inventory and then just the sword leaps out and clanks to the floor.
It stays in it stays in item form. It just kind of goes.
There's like two options. Either it can be like that's what it is, but my fucking hatred for myself for wanting to just have
No free slots in suit inventory.
No! What?
sorry about that.
You're not sorry. Don't lie.
So that's the items from the end of the dungeon. What about all the other things that we picked up?
yes, the
What
world
was
is
some of the
generating.
stuff that was in there?
These are the things that they are returning to you. Specifically, well, not entirely all of them. An unidentified book that has been identified by the guild. Is not sure if I could give this out in good conscience. No, give this out in good conscience. A book on lunar cycles and their correlation to demonic spirits. Demonic spirits. Could be
What's
useful.
the distinction?
Naibai deals with spirits, so maybe she would be a good choice. One to take that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I'll just kind of stick it down on adding to this loot pile. As for the unidentified weapons you got after the boss, what were those? That's what I'm trying to currently decide which one would be best, because quite an abundant amount of those. Unique set. Okay. So we have a You did actually manage to collect decent weapons. All of you. Kevin doesn't really need one, but I do want to give him this one.
Leave it to your discretion, as it was a job needing done.
Yes, I suppose. I suppose. Tell me, Beatrice, how capable are you with non-dagger-like hand weapons?
Well, if they are dexterity based, I'm pretty good with them, but agility based, not as much. That,
Well,
frankly, that umbral katana is looking very good to me.
well, you all collected pieces of the blooded set.
That
There
is
is
correct. I
a.
haven't identified mine yet.
We identified them for you.
Ooh.
Any kind.
I should mention that I hope you don't mind that we did that. That's the whole reason that they totally asked you if they could have all of your unidentified belongings when you get back. Fuck, leave me alone. I'm doing something. Generating here. You have a blooded copish. Copish. That's nice. Hmm. Ah, yes, the blooded set. A very interesting set. Vivimancers quite favor this. That's why they often farm that dungeon.
Might be able to sell that.
Possibly. So we have a blooded copish. Then there seems to be blooded nagamaki. Interesting. A simple blooded claymore. Very useful. Very useful. Blooded labyrinths. And what looks like a good a blooded florica. That would work.
You kind of garbled. What was that? A blooded what?
A blooded phallerica.
What's that?
It's a heavy javelin meant for tossing or hard throwing.
Hmm. What are the requirements on that? That sounds devastating.
This is gonna take like a day to generate. These are very. These are a part of a set. Technically, like these are the melee weapons that can correlate to a specific set.
Yeah.
Could give you time to generate all this stuff and you list and develop that.
I'm typing a list right here in Darkcast so we remember it.
Oh,
But
perfect.
I want to make absolute certain because I still do have to think about. Excuse me. Balance.
And speaking of pointy things requiring stats and such, I would like to see about making up some stats other than just flippy, springy, stabby for Gungnir. That spear.
I should probably spend my money on getting some, like, proper armor and not just civvy clothing.
Nah, you'll be fine.
But dexterity-based armor, though, farmed from bird wyverns.
I should probably buy some more armor piercing arrows and some more pain plus arrows.
Yeah.
Possibly, we
And some
could save
throb
like
plus
a,
arrows.
Hmm?
And some throb plus arrows. Can't fight if you're horny.
I don't know. You didn't meet Sir Drake when he wasn't Sir Drake. I'm relatively certain he was like hard 90% of the time when he was fighting.
He definitely. Well,
Did I stop recording?
you can keep recording. Okay. As for your identifiable books, that might be the only one that we should give you, considering 2 of them were in languages that none of you speak, and one of them was a book on how to properly prepare the flesh of thine enemies, utilizing equal spices and maleficarum.
Sounds delicious.
I don't know what the second one is, but I'm digging the first part of that.
Enemies doesn't have to
Maleficarum
mean
is forbidden
humanoids.
magic,
Mm.
like what blood mages do, or technically death magic is considered maleficar, but we turn a blind eye to most of our, like Vivimancers, who use a form of blood magic because they do it in the name of the greater good, and because they don't frenzy at the words "praise Zalvus" anymore with their ritualistic blooded behaviors.
I ended up with a ritual dagger for Zelva. I was looking for more information.
We check the library. Of course, you are going to be going on a mission. I suppose that I could let you take one. Books with you, or I will have to be there as collateral.
I can save the research for later.
Isn't there a checkout system at the library where you have a book back?
Well, we're going to be spending certainly more than a week.
Yes,
Aren't we supposed to be going for like 5 months?
that would be the allotted amount of time expected to complete the job at most. It's because it will take some time to find where they are specifically. We've given you a country, and you have a general region, I'm assuming. If not, well, best of luck.
Time to modify Witcher storyline into game. That's
Just have
literally.
mobs smell the ground.
Yeah. We'll find the
Yes,
crystalline remains of a
yes, this
Corvid
earth is made
skull.
of dirt.
Mob
Yeah.
smells a footprint. Ah, yes. They are 6'3". They are tan. They work in the fields all the time. Have killed 2 noon witches. Have a 14-inch penis. Take shits in the wood the size of Yogi the Bear's head. Tell that from a footprint?
Interrogates Lord Chieftain. Tell me where they're at. Where's the blacksmith?
The blacksmith is taking their hungover wife home.
Damn it, if Louise
Um,
would stop trying to kill me for 2 fucking
Me?
seconds.
I'll send it to you too. But oh, did he just prove?
Huh?
Robots got
That is a sensible chuckle. Just ah. Dude, Kronk could totally be a space marine. He's got the build for it and the voice.
Bless you.
God, shut. Fucking no. You send that to fucking shit posting. God
Fucking
damn it.
Black Templars in a nutshell. Anyways.
I've seen one where it was a whole bunch of similar things. Like I had 6 different things, but that was one of them, I think. Yes, Beatrice is very interested in that katana
And Fiona is very interested in that bow.
and all those arrows.
Kaibai pretty
Yes.
interested in that tome of daemons. She'd like
Tome
to
of
I
learn.
think there were a few things on that list that Naibai would have been interested in, like the shurikens and the whip and stuff.
Yeah, the demons thing is
Well,
the more.
they gave you back what would be best for you.
Oh, okay. So it's already been
It's kind of,
divvied out.
yes. Did you already forget?
Well, you never said that they were giving them to specific people. You said they were handing stuff back.
They were literally just putting them on the table for you.
Yeah.
Okay, who's sending what to me?
I think it was a poke to
Oh, Black Betty, Grandma Jam. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Okay. I'm gonna go back through the list here. Common Umbral Katana.
Umbral Kakana.
Common Ember Chakra. Unique weapon, epic magic archer bow. Rare black iron daggers. That's supposed to be daggers, excuse me. And the epic Umbral Normal blade.
Huh?
And okay, there. Okay.
Ah, damn it! I forgot to mute.
Yes, armor. I can get rid of that note right there because it's been identified. And... Oh,
And you said this was a unique, rare archer magic bow?
I've got the
Epic.
whole thing typed out. I'll put it in your thing shortly.
It's all typed that like it's complicated, but once it's put into the formula, it'll calculate it just fine.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. I am changing the format on the items so that they are bold and italics and tell which ones we are. Is he getting the arrows? Oh, those obsidian arrows? Or are they going to someone?
Hold on. Yes, he can have the obsidian arrows.
Yay! One-time use arrows.
How to apply an obscene amount of bleed. Step 1.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Pain Plus arrows are one-time use.
Kinda. All right. Typing so here.
I wonder if we'll ever get like duck hunting arrows, the ones with the like backwards curved arrowhead and the fucking bobber stuffed onto the shaft. You know the ones I'm talking about?
No.
I may have seen those in a video before. I don't remember seeing a bobber or anything on them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the whole idea behind it is you take some cork in the shape of a typical cone bobber, stuff it on the end of your arrow shaft, and you have a sickle-shaped arrowhead with the points facing forwards, like, you know, the opposite of aerodynamic. And you shoot it low to the ground with your bow sideways, horizontal, so it skips across the water. And the whole point of it is, it hunts ducks, and if it misses, it gets caught on the reef.
And if it doesn't miss, it hits them in the neck like a really thin but still blunt stick, and it just fucking waylays them.
Oh yeah,
It's like a fucking lariat from Naruto. Just bah.
yeah. It doesn't take a whole lot to kill a bird. They're really fragile.
Except for geese. Those are flying tanks.
Geese are a unique case because all of the hatred and fury of the Canadian people is distilled into each unique goose.
My dad's been out hunting, trying to get some geese during geese season, of course, and he's had instances where he shot at them. And this is a high brass, high velocity, high power load with heavy duty shot and everything designed to kill these birds. And he says you can hear it bouncing off their wings and their feathers. Just, and it's not like they weren't too damn far away either. They're just bulletproof and tanky.
That's when you break out the Barrett.
I ain't chancing a ricochet.
Guys, just remember, when it comes to set items, while you can mix and match your gauntlets and such and your leggings, by the game standards, for the sake of set items, there's only 5 pieces every set. Weapon, helmet, chest piece, gauntlets, leggings. Okay?
Okay.
But there are various weapons that will all achieve I guess you could say, synthesis with all those armor pieces. So you don't have to have a specific, like, if you want to have that set effect, but you're a ranged guy, you can have that set's effect, but at range with a bow, the same as somebody can have a sword. Almost like, what the fuck they're doing. Okay,
I'm a ranger. You have a sword, yes.
Throws the sword.
Throws the sword like a javelin. Oh god. Okay, well now you've disarmed yourself. What do you mean? I have an inventory full of swords.
If I hit a target too many times with enough times with a sword, they explode into more swords. Okay, that'd be kind of cool. Just yeet the big guy in the middle of a group of enemies, like 4 or 5 times, and just all of a sudden, boom!
I could see a sword thrower just running up to an open spot, dumping their inventory out so that all the swords just kind of stick cockeyed into the ground, and they just spend both of their turn actions picking a sword up and throwing it. So it's just this constant barrage of sword.
They roll low, and you just get hit with the pommel. Just bonk.
Oh no, if you get hit with the pommel, you explode, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Your head would just disintegrate from your body like a Tarantino film.
Yeah. I know it's a skill in the other game, but I like to homebrew. It's just like, no, if you get hit with the pommel, it just fucking erupts. Pommels are a necessary part of swords, and that's why they're still around, but people know exactly how dangerous they are, and it's forbidden to use them.
Just you get into a fucking like, ye olde time fucking sword fight with a guy, and The guy across from you just start unscrewing your pommel. Hey, whoa. Whoa now.
That's illegal.
No.
That's a war crime. You're gonna take out half the city.
All right. That is how blooded set works. This is why you would farm for the blooded set.
That's
Yeah.
Nice. That
That is a lot of bleed.
is a lot of bleed.
Bleed can naturally only last for 20 turns, but full set, 45 turns of bleed at 75% effectiveness. Not nearly as effective, but it's more persistent, so it's more.
now if somebody afflicts you with this form of
Yeah,
bleed, and
that's
then
why you have to. This
then
is like the world's cruel trick. You have to fight in the dungeon where they're basically immune to actual bleed to get the bleed sets.
Yeah, I got a
that
mechanics question. If you afflict someone with this form of bleeding that lasts 45 turns, and then the person next to you hits them with their standard form of bleeding, which one takes priority?
Yours.
Okay.
Another player, if you're using a set, if you're going over base in this regard, thanks to a set, they cannot raise it back to 45. But if yours goes from 45 and they bleed down to 19 turns remaining, and somebody hits them, it'll tack it back up to the maximum of 20 base. Only you can reset it back up.
Okay.
Also, the fuck is a Nagamaki?
It's a sword.
Oh.
Could you call
Okay.
it that?
A nagamaki is it's a traditionally made Japanese sword with an extra long handle.
Oh,
Like a
leverage.
naginata.
No. A naginata is a very long shaft with a sword on the end of it. Whereas
Okay, so Nagamaki just has a really long handle.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was like the 13th century samurai that had you can see the depictions where they have a normal looking katana, but it's got instead of a foot of handle or a foot and a half, it's 2 or 3 feet of handle, but it looks like it's equal length blade and handle. That's a nagamaki.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. You could get a
yeah.
lot of leverage with that, couldn't you?
Yes, you can. But as their combat styles change, they've resorted to the katanas we know today that are much
like an upper body, and it's just, oh, I want to go to your spine.
Nagamakis could cut
Shoot.
much deeper, but they were much slower, and eventually samurais, when they killed each other in war, it simply could become about either. I mean, there's some stuff with old samurai films.
They
There's
were
some
both
truth to them being.
horse killing swords.
I gotta run AFK for a bit. I will return.
Well, we're gonna end it here, so I can move
Okay, so
around
that-
and stuff.
No, I'm
But yeah.